Ladies and gentlemen, if I go missing after tonight, don't bother looking for me.
Joe, we're going to call
Joe.
Uncle Viduch, 1-800-Sicily-6.
Yeah.
Get those cement shoes out for them. Size 10.5 wide.
Yeah.
1-800-DIRT-NAP.
Yeah. Yes. My family won't miss me, believe me.
Oh,
what did he
boy.
do? Yeah, he was just being him. Oh, never mind. God love him.
What a way to start the show.
That's how we start the show, folks. Welcome to a very fun episode here of Isles Talk. I don't even know what episode it is anymore. I don't care. We've been doing this for far too long. Who cares? Listen.
Yeah, we look at too.
Yeah. Listen, this is a long section of water cooler talk. We're going to do a little conspiracy theory as well. It is trade deadline time. We are not going to play armchair GM, but we are going to do, we're going to try to connect the dots here a little bit here tonight. Yes, weirdos. Absolutely, we're weirdos. That's why you're with us, Matt. You are a weirdo with us. Having said that,
baby.
So, all right. Well, listen, real quick. A lot of the fans had asked me to do the stats and numbers for Patrick Roy's tenure as an Islander coach so far. And folks, I got to tell you, they're all the same. The penalty killing is at 70%. He's at 72%. The power play is normally around 20%, 22%. That's where the power play is right now for, Patrick Roy's team. When the defense still scores 3 or more goals, the Islanders basically don't lose. Everything is still the same. So, again, it's only 13 games. If you've been following us for a while, the Islanders, we don't look at standings until like games 15 or 20 into the season anyway. So it's still a little short. It's still a little small on a sample size. But Gary, I'm gonna throw out this stat for you because I threw it out to Joe, and you were late. So we're gonna hit you with this one.
Oh Christ!
He threw it at me.
I threw it at him, literally. The Islanders penalty kill. The last 4 games since that stadium series against the Rangers, 92%. Don't spit out the Gatorade.
No, I know it's been better. I like
1 goal allowed in 13 tries.
I liked the way they looked on Monday. I really did. Yeah, it's a positive turn, but just like any, you said it just before, we were saying it when he got hired. Yes, there are changes, but believe me, things don't. Things rarely happen that quick.
Right.
There are been situations where coaches went from being brought in to win a cup that year, but those situations are few and far between. So for everyone expecting it to be 180 degree turnover, you're sorely mistaken. Yes, there's things to be happy about. Yes, the penalty killing is definitely improved. You see it. You've seen it since since Pelech and Pulak have been back together. I know they've been switched out a lot, but yes, there's some consistency here, and that's what Patrick's looking for. He's looking for consistency, and when consistency comes, the game turns. And you have to be pleased. You just hope that trend continues. Not everything's going to get fixed, but slowly, one at a time, it's working.
They've gotten more physical over the last 4 games, too.
No question.
Right. They're definitely throwing the body more. And you could see that. And I know you know this, Paul. We spoke about it before. They're tightening up the neutral zone. They're slowing teams down coming through the neutral zone, which is a big part of their game. They got to slow down the other team's transition.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're doing that. And how do you like the idea of the younger guys, Romanoff and Dobson, getting paired with Pulak and Pelech again? I believe it's Romanoff with Pulak and Pelech with Dobson. Do you like that combo again? A little bit of youth, a little more experience.
Yeah,
Either one of you.
it seems to be working.
Right.
Again, I think it's good that you have. We're always complaining or looking for stability, but I think we're pretty comfortable. I think I'm pretty comfortable in their shoes. Hi, Claire.
Okay. So, all right. Randy's breaking some news again. Tanev traded to the Stars. That's a big one.
That's a good move.
That's a great move.
Big move. That's a big move for Dallas. That's look out, Colorado.
Didn't they just
Look
get
out,
lit up by Colorado the other night?
What's that?
Didn't they just get lit up by Colorado the other night?
I think so.
5-1 or something like that. I haven't looked at the scores today, but no, I like those pairings too. And
Yeah, go ahead.
you're putting more of a stay-at-home defenseman with a guy that can move the puck, cover him a little bit, and then hey, look, whatever. Right now, whatever's working, whatever's going to get your team to win, you gotta mix it up. That's
Right.
it.
Right. All right. So we're going to adjust this real quick. We've talked about it before. Yes, Stefan Rosner alluded to the fact that after this season, Lou may resign with Patrick Waugh becoming GM and Benoit becoming head coach. I did not watch or listen to wherever he alluded to this, but people are talking about it on X. Okay. Listen, I did see that show, and he did not mention this upcoming season. He did say, and I quote, at some point, if Lou does retire, Patrick Waugh may take over. At least that's the idea. He's not saying next season. Listen, guys, we're going to be brutally honest with you. We're going to be one of the first ones to find out if Lou doesn't come back. Sorry. Okay. We normally don't have big heads like that. We will be the first ones to tell you, or we're going to be close to it. Okay. As of right now, and we've had this on other shows, from a financial standpoint, there is no reason for Lou Lamoriello to leave this organization. And Gary and I were there. My God, how long ago was it? 3-4 years ago now, Gary, at the Booster Club when Lou was there.
When he first came on board.
Yeah. If he is physically unable to be the Islanders general manager, he will no longer be the Islanders general manager. He said that.
Yep.
Right to our faces. Literally looked at us. Okay. Again, Stefan's not wrong. Okay. At some point, could Waugh take over? Sure. Stefan is absolutely not wrong. Okay. But we've said this before on the show. Patrick Waugh has got to show some kind of coaching success with this Islander team first. He knows that. And I'm going to go, and again, we threw this question out before. If Patrick Waugh has any kind of Eastern Conference Finals, Stanley Cup Finals appearance, or miracle happens Stanley Cup success, a Stanley Cup win with the Islanders, Canada, not just the Canadians, not just Canada, the country, they've got 6 teams that are going to throw any amount of money to get any of those teams ready for a Stanley Cup. This is it for Vancouver. Okay. Vancouver has a shot to do it now, but Montreal, Ottawa, hell, even Calgary, they're all going to be up and coming in about 3 years, especially Ottawa. I don't trust Ottawa in 3 years. Is the idea nice? Absolutely. But I can't, if the Islanders miss the playoffs this year, I still think, can't confirm it, conspiracy theory here, I don't think Lou loses his job. I don't think Lou loses his job when you allow him to hire someone like Patrick Waugh. If Lou's job was on the line, he would not be doing that hiring process. That's the biggest thing for me right now. I can't see Lou gone at the end of this year, playoffs or not. And while we're going conspiracy theory, I still don't think Lane Lambert was his first choice as head coach. I hate to tell you guys that. I don't think Lane Lambert was his first time head coach. I'll get yelled at for that later on too. Everyone's going to be yelling at me after this show. Oh my God.
Well, Lambert was just a type of more of the same. Get me through the next 2 years, 3 years type of
right.
Players were familiar with him, familiar with the style, but then that went out the window. You know, everything collapsed. You know, you can't blame Lou. You can't blame Lou for the way the players are playing.
Oh, no, people here will.
It's just
at some point.
That's just the way that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I mean, look, the guy gave Beauvillier to Vancouver and got all that. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Not every GM could do that.
Yeah. And again, he basically got Pajot for nothing. That first round pick that they gave away. I think it's Engel, not Engvall, but it starts with a D. He's on it starts with a D. I'll get his name later. He's on Ottawa. He's doing okay, but he's a rookie. But he's playing in Ottawa. He's going to get that playing time. If he was drafted by the Islanders, he'd be in Bridgeport. Mm-hmm. Not an immediate impact. And there's no one from that 2021 draft that they traded Kyle Palmieri for. No one in that area playing in the NHL right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Pajot and Palmieri for nothing. But we're going to continue with conspiracy theories in a later moment. So, all right. Listen, Gary, I asked this question to Joe.
Well, you guys were talking a long time before the show, huh?
No. 5-10 minutes actually, because Joe was late too. Anyway,
under the bus too. Okay,
I'm going down tonight. I don't care. Listen, you know the Islanders got shut out against St. Louis. They had a 2-minute brain fart. They ended up losing 4-0. They play a solid game against Tampa Bay, but they're down 3-0, and all of a sudden they get that one goal. Lo and behold, they make it good for like the next 10 minutes, whatever the hell it was. Why can't the Islanders, why do they always have to pick it up after they score a goal? Why can't they just trust the system that's in place and run a good game? Like
that is the biggest.
It's an open-ended question, but
it is.
Why does it take one goal for this team to just come out of their shell?
I don't know if it's internal, and I wouldn't call it internal fear, but it's just blowing my mind away. I mean, any sort of inefficiency, any sort of blip on the radar screen, and it just goes to pot. I mean, Monday was a classic example of such a good played game. They didn't let Dallas take the lead. They kept on them. They kept working the pressure. It was a solid game against a very, very strong team. And of course, it looks like the deal is not done yet with Tanev to Dallas. So thanks, Randy, for doing it up again. But and Lafreniere, Panarin I think scored, so it's 1-0 Rangers over Columbus. But yeah, but I mean, they played again. They did well against a very good team, and I'm just hoping that the same kind of effort goes in tomorrow against Detroit, because this is going to be a huge freaking game tomorrow. It's I mean, we're saying it now. Every game, they're saying every game's a playoff game, and it's so utterly true. And they've got it. You've got to, against a team like that you're trying to chase and trying to move up. You gotta put that effort in, and again, it showed this year, unlike any other year and say the last 5 or 6, the body language on this team shows so much about them. I mean, they get that one, they get rid of that one goal or whatever, and have that bad couple of shifts against St. Louis, and you can see it. They look like they just lost their grandmother. It's horrible, and it's kind of like when you're whenever you're in a fight or something like that, you try to keep that stiff upper lip and try to not show your cards, if you will. But that's what's happening to this team when they get a little blip, they show their cards, and teams have taken advantage of them badly. And that's not coaching. That's them. That's the onus on the players, and I don't like to knock the players, but on things like this. But again, if I can see it, 80 feet above the ice and far out in the 300 section, if I can see it, you got to know the other teams are seeing it, and internally they're seeing it.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. Also, if you remember the 2 seasons we went to the conference finals, okay, how many games did we go down by 2 goals? Okay. And it didn't matter because you knew they were going to come back, tie the game up, and take over the game.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in that time frame to now that it's the total opposite? We go down by a goal or 2 and we're done. Is that now you're saying it's not the coaching?
I'm not saying it's not all the coaching.
Right. No, I'm just saying if let's take that for example, if it's not the coaching, you got some different players in there now. Is it the chemistry that's in that locker room now that the players like just no confidence? Like, all right, we're down by 2, let's pack it in.
That's exactly what the comments on the board are saying. Lack of confidence. Absolutely. You can see it, when anything you do on your own, if you don't have confidence in something, it's going to show. It's either going to show in your effort or it's going to show in your consonants. It's going to show some way.
Yeah, no, it's scary because where did they lose that? What player left? What combination of players left that you lost that drive? You know what I'm saying? That killer instinct, like, all right, we're down by 2, no big deal. We'll just play our game. The goals will come. That doesn't happen now.
No,
they go down by 2 goals. The game's over.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen. You're absolutely right, Jeff.
How much of a factor should Barry Trotz how much of an effect should Barry Trotz be at this point with that killer instinct and shutting teams down and being able to shut teams down? I mean, was Barry that much of a factor? I mean, or is it still on the, some of the guys that have been here during those, conference finals runs? Is it, should they know how to do it by now?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it should be built into them, especially the players that are still here. That should be built into them, and they should be showing these players that were brought in, hey, listen, this is the way we do it. But that's not there no more. So that tells me that Trotz, I don't know if they had a certain respect for him or some type of and they just bought in and we're not seeing it with this team. We're not seeing it. I mean, this is what I get it. This is why Wah was brought in to get that back. But now, like you said, do we write the season off? Because now we're at that point. We're 7 or 8 points back, okay, whatever. And now we have teams that we have to climb over. We didn't have that 2 weeks ago.
No.
What do we have? How many teams are between us and the Flyers, including the Flyers? 4?
4.
All
right, you got to climb over 4 teams.
Yeah, I will. But I mean, me personally, until that Z gets next to your team name that says you've been eliminated, I will never, yes, they can do it. They can do it. I'm always going to be that way. I'm never going to say no. No, jamais. Never say never. But, I just, it's going to be a hard road. And again, they got a guy like Patrick to be the one to do it. And, I mean, things are things are improving. We talked earlier about the PK. If they can, get 1 or 2 other things together, in the next week or so, there's a good possibility. You got to an LA team struggling. You got San Jose, so you got a good chance to get some stuff on the West Coast road trip. And we usually don't say things like that about a West Coast road trip. We usually, praying that we come out of it, at 500 or barely alive. But this is this could be the opportunity. I never thought I would say a word like that, but this is the shot.
They got to put a string together. I mean,
Yeah.
it can't be like 3 games. It's got to be 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
Lose 1 or 2 and then win 3 or 4 more. That's the type of streak we have. We have to have. And I don't see it coming the way they're playing. I mean, all right. They played a great game against Dallas, but you know what? Now you're going into Detroit. Show me that effort. Against the team that's ahead of you in the wild card. Well, I still think we have to catch the Flyers. Forget about Detroit and Tampa, but we need that type of effort.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let me help everyone out here real quick with the standings. And again, for those of you who don't follow the show, I play the percentages, always have, always will, up until about game 60, 65, closer to 65. Folks, right now, and I'm going to respectfully correct Joe on the moment here. I think they should go after third no matter what. But Tampa Bay right now is on pace for 93. Philly's on pace for 94. Penguins are on pace for 91. The Caps and Devils are 89, and the Islanders are at 88. So let's put it to you this way, folks. In English, the Islanders could probably be officially eliminated from the playoffs, probably by game 70, which means you have roughly another 12 games of antacids, whatever drinks you like to have, migraines, stress, whatever you have. It's at least 12 more games. Now, Joe, I like what you have said.
Wait, that means if there's what? How many games left do the Flyers have?
Flyers currently have 12.
12 left?
12 games left?
22.
I'm sorry, 22.
All right, 22.
Yeah, 22.
So if the Flyers play 500, we have to go like 16-5, 15-5 to catch them?
No, less than that. We're 4 games over. They're 9 games. We got to go 5 games over to catch them. 5 games over to catch them.
All right.
16-5 is 11 games over. No, you got to go like 15-10, whatever it is. It's like you said, the Islanders literally need to go on a 4-game or 5-game win streak. Or win, do every, win a game, lose a game. I'm sorry, win 3 games and lose a game. So,
and that's just to catch
you
them.
Have said,
yeah, just to catch them.
Right.
That's just to catch them.
Yeah. And you know what, Vin? I don't know if it's going to be 94. I don't know if it's going to be 94. It could be. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It might be 94. I think it might be less. I think there's going to be more drama involved. In all honesty, teams like Pittsburgh, Washington, they're literally thinking about whether they're going to sell or not. The New Jersey Devils still don't have a goaltender. Look, come on. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
made 2
is
weeks
going to
ago.
be. Okay. Yeah. Tampa Bay still hasn't solved their problem for Sergachev yet. You're telling me Tampa Bay's got to go another 21 games without Sergachev and not do anything? There's going to be a little more drama involved.
You know they're going to do something.
Yeah,
they're going to do something.
They always do.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, Vin's my good friend. I know Vin since I'm like 10 years old.
Yeah, 14-5. We're sorry, Vin. Vin, how much does he pay you? Vin, how much does he pay you a year?
And you have to admit it, Vin? Jeez.
Yeah, and he admitted it. I'm impressed with that. Not a boy. So, all right, listen. It's going to be close, folks. It's going to come down to the wire. It may come down to the end of March. It could, be the first week of April. Who knows? We don't know what really these teams are going to do. Having said that, it's conspiracy theory time. Okay. Yes. One thing we don't like to do is play armchair GM. We really don't like to do it. It's too much stress on everybody and it gets everybody thinking, and then everybody loses sleep for like the next week and a half. Gary hates it, which is another reason why I bring him on when we do this. So, but we got to start off with this one, folks. Joe and I did get this confirmed. We did put this up, and it was marginally ignored, which is fine. That's how we like this. Okay. The first one, Islanders have recent conversations with the Anaheim Ducks, the San Jose Sharks, and the Ottawa Senators. Now, gentlemen, we don't know who is involved. We don't know what players are involved. Yes, you need cap to make space, but okay, there's always cap to make room. Okay. Yes, players are on no trade clauses, but guess what? If a player doesn't feel like he's wanted, he's going to waive it. That's how this stuff works.
For all you people that have been listening to Isles Talk for the last couple of years, no,
Here we go.
Kreischer, he's already starting the tank up. He's got a certain person that he's had these wild, crazy, I don't want to say bad dreams, but they could be dreams. They could be dreams. He's got a certain Russian in his mind right now.
I do.
Get out the caviar. He's ready to make a move.
Yeah. Well, look.
Did I start well, honey?
Oh, Quentin, I like this one. I do like Joseph from Ottawa for this year's first. I do like Joseph, but I also like Brandstrom. And listen, I know we talk value right now, and gentlemen, if there's a defenseman who's got a lot of value at the moment, it's Mike Riley. He's putting up some unbelievable numbers despite, not getting playing time with some of these other teams. If he can't come to a decent contract extension, even if it's a 1-year deal, maybe the thought of trading him to Ottawa for someone like Joseph. But again, Joseph for me is okay. Brandstrom for me, he's the better third pair offensive defenseman that I think the Islanders could use. Yes, Mike Riley's 30. He's a good 30, but Brandstrom's 24. That's how you retool, folks. Trade for another player who's younger, who could probably play the system better, and he's certainly better defensively than Mike Riley. But again, Mike Riley's got some chemistry going on with this team. So would I be upset if Mike Riley signed a 1-year deal? No, because I think the Islanders still have Samuel Bolduc, who I think Patrick Waugh has a nice future with, because I think Bolduc is going to turn out to be a solid, bare minimum, third pair defenseman. So who knows there? Yeah, and I agree. Waiver claim turned into an asset. That's what you do. Horvat is not on the move. Stop it, Vin. See, now you're starting to talk like Joe. Don't do that. Okay. But listen, let's get into the heart of it, Joe. I don't know. What are we talking now? 3-4 years now we've been talking Tarasenko?
Ooh, yeah.
3-4 years now. And we blame St. Louis for not pulling that trigger. That's totally on St. Louis. Okay.
Absolutely.
They wanted an unconditional first. They wanted Bolduc, a little bit of Mayfield. They wanted Ratu, and they wanted Beauvillier. They wanted a slew of everything for Tarasenko.
Yeah.
When he was with St. Louis. Like, ridiculous.
And I think he was just coming off a shoulder injury too, right? At that time?
Yeah, at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he was just coming off a really good season, so his stock started going up. But again,
he's healthy
he's now in Ottawa. Yeah, he's healthy now. He's putting up some decent numbers.
I just want to see that top line complete. And I've been saying it for the last 2 years. I want to see that top line complete. I want to see a guy that could put the puck in the net and take the pressure off of Barzal and now Horvat. I want to see those two guys at their top with a guy who could put the puck in the net.
Right.
Oh, they could do it too. Don't get me wrong. I just want to see
Right.
a three-headed monster out there. I want to see that beast line that nobody could stop. We haven't had that in a long time. I want to see that top line that puts fear in people.
Right.
What was that?
2-0.
93? I think the Turgeon line with
Turgeon, Thomas, and Hogue.
Yeah.
Fox just scored on a power play, 2-0 Rangers.
Okay.
I got the Generals game on.
Generals.
But listen,
Oh,
I know the popular trade rumor is Pajot for Tarasenko because their contracts match. But if you're Pajot, would you want to go back to the team that didn't want you to begin with? He's got a modified no trade clause, yes, so he does have some say. But I mean, how much of a homecoming would that really be?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I mean, Ottawa should have just given him the $5 million because that's what he was worth at the time.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. So that's when Lou made that move. And he was the top free agent at the moment. I think he was the top free agent that summer. So again, folks, as much as we would love to have Tarasenko here, it would be tough especially if, Pajot says no, which he does have that right to.
Yeah.
So, but again, if he says yes, okay, we got something here. We got something. So, yeah, he doesn't look happy here after the trade rumors, and that's true. He's been part of trade rumors so consistently. So, draft is weak. Not necessarily weak. These kids are going to take a little longer. Does that stop Lou from selling? Lou's not selling. Lou may retool at the absolute worst. I don't think he's selling.
No.
Sorry. Yeah.
How could you rebuild a team with these contracts?
You can't.
No.
You can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. You
Look,
could-
for those of you who want to do a rebuild, listen. You gotta trade Barzal. You gotta trade Horvat. You gotta trade Sorokin. You gotta trade Dobson. That's how you rebuild. You're not trading Nelson. If you trade Nelson, you're retooling. There's a difference. Okay. The Islanders probably aren't trading Nelson. I can't see it. The Islanders need to make money. Sorry. They have to continue to making money. The Islanders got a brand new arena 2 or 3 years ago, and the NHL probably is up there, saying, you boys need to make money now. It's been well over 40 years. You need to make money. Start helping us out. Okay, which is probably another reason why Lou's in there. The NHL is probably telling Malkin, keep Lou in there for a few more years, please. We just gave you the All-Star game, okay? Again,
they're not a small market team anymore.
They're not.
No.
They're not a small market team anymore. They're not playing at the Coliseum. They're not playing at a what? What was that? 17,000 seat arena? Right?
Yeah.
That's done.
Yeah. The Islanders need to make money, guys. They have to make money. And it sucks saying it from a financial standpoint. But, the Islanders, they're not broke, but they're still poor as they're recovering from those two COVID Eastern Conference finals. Okay. There's nothing more to tell you here. Yes. In a different time with trading Nelson work. Okay. Yes. But again, gentlemen, I can't remember a player with term that got traded at the trade deadline. I mean, it's usually just UFAs for picks. When was the last time anyone with term got traded?
But you're also dealing with Lou now because he doesn't have that sentimental feeling, that nostalgic feeling for a player. If he gets the right price for him, that player's going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And
for players available, he's going to go after that player. So
right. And that seems, And again, that's part of the loyalty, I think, with Lou, for better or for worse. If he's got a deal on the table, he's going to be real with the players, which is probably why he has so much, the players have a lot of respect for him. He'll be like, look, I got this deal. It's a good one. Maybe you need a change of scenery,
Right.
hypothetical, of course. Maybe he's
Right.
being a lot nicer about it or whatnot. Okay. The player will be like, okay, if I'm not really wanted, I appreciate you coming up to me, but let's do it. Yeah, they're stuck in mediocrity. They're stuck in mediocrity because they went back to the Coliseum for 2 years, Mark. Mark, you've been a watcher and a listener of this show now for years. Okay, the Boston Bruins did it for like 4 or 5 years. They were 90 to a 95-point team for 4 straight years before it finally all came together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they didn't rebuild. They retooled. Okay, it just wasn't the 2015 year, the draft year, where they drafted 3 or 4 players in a row. They did it over a 4 or 5 year cycle. And believe it or not, Tampa Bay is now doing that. We are doing that. The Islanders are doing that. Okay, the Devils are cringing that they did this rebuild. Buffalo is nowhere in sight yet. Look at Ottawa. We don't even know how long Chicago's going. Look at Calgary. Calgary's not going into a rebuild. They got a new arena coming. Calgary's doing a retool. Yes, it's mediocrity, but the Islanders cannot afford to do a rebuild. The Islanders cannot afford to make $1 or $2 or $3 million a year. They can't do it. It's not that you guys are wrong, and you guys have to. We're emphasizing this. You guys are not wrong. In a proper time, back in the Nassau Coliseum days, I would have told you the rebuild should have started in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
2017.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm a fan of the draft, guys. I love doing and covering the prospects. I haven't had to done crap over the last 5 years. I would be the first one to tell you the rebuild should have started in 2017. But they're doing a new pattern that other teams have already done and they've succeeded with. So, yes, mediocrity, maybe for this year. I don't think next year. I'm going to get into that a little later on.
Mediocrity.
Mediocrity, I can't talk at the moment. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so to Texas, Chris Tanev, Cole Brady, to Flames, 2024 second round pick, and a couple of young players. Third pick, conditional 2026. Boy, are they really picking at this one. Not a first rounder gone, though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Not a first rounder for Chris Tanev. Go figure.
I want to see if the Devils are putting together a little package to get a goaltender.
They got to. They got to. Need a quick retool to stay competitive. The window with the old core closed when we lost to Tampa. Correct.
Yep.
New window opened up with Horvath coming.
We said that.
Yeah, we got maybe 3 to 5 years left with them. Yes, Quentin. And we've also said before, how many more years will Lou be here? Max, probably 2 more. Max 2 more. Why? The collective bargaining agreement is over in 2 years, folks. Everyone's worried about those contracts. 2 years. 2. Expansion is going to happen. Don't worry about the contracts. Yes, Mayfield and Enval have had some unbelievable season, to say it nicely. Okay,
Yeah.
But contracts, 2 years. Now, we're going to continue on the conspiracy theory here. Gentlemen, I happened to stumble upon this before. It was on X. Don't ask me how, but it was there. And I'm going to throw everyone a little loophole here, or a little loop. I'm going to do a 180 job here. I'm going to ask you to look away from Ottawa for just a moment here. Okay. Teams with scouts in the building for the Seattle Kraken, NHL Bruins, Toronto, Vegas, Detroit, Calgary, Winnipeg, the New York Islanders, the Los Angeles Kings, the Dallas Stars, and the Anaheim Ducks. Okay. Now, for those of you who were with the show last week, I had a little bit of fun with LA and Arthur Keliev and the Islanders with Oliver Wahlstrom. Okay. Turns out I'm going to call it a link. A couple of other people in the media have kind of linked Keliev and Wahlstrom together. Not saying a trade's going to happen, but the idea of those two players, switching teams for a change of scenery. Okay, that was the premise I was going on. But then I went a step further. I'm like, all right, the Islanders, they're not trading with Boston.
No.
Especially if they're going to be a first round matchup. That would be a horrible idea. So I looked at Seattle, and granted, Jordan Eberle is there, but I've got the sense Eberle's either going to re-sign, or I think Edmonton's going to throw everything at Seattle to grab Eberle. And again, I think we have a situation there where it's like, look, the Islanders gave up Eberle at the expansion draft in 2017. Would he really take, would he really come back? I don't think so.
No.
But, Joe, who on Seattle? I saw a couple of people. Is there anyone on Seattle that you like?
Well, I know Wenberg had a 10-team no-trade clause, and the Islanders are on it. He's now taking the Islanders off of it. I just got a text a few minutes ago.
Repeat that for everyone again.
Wenberg on Seattle had a 10-team no-trade clause, and Islanders were one of them. And from the text I just received, he has removed the Islanders from that no-trade list.
Wow.
So now that brings up Pajot. Are the Islanders looking to deal Pajot and bring in Wenberg?
Both are middle six players.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wenberg would have more speed. He's another Swiss.
Bigger.
He's a little bigger.
6'2",
he's not a fighter.
200.
I think Pajot would have a little more zest to him than Wenberg. But think of it, gentlemen. Third line, Enval, Wenberg, Holmstrom,
Swedish line.
Yeah,
that's a Swede line, but that's a speed.
Speedy Swede line.
That's the speed that was looking for.
And if they got any type of chemistry, that's not your third line anymore. If they have any type of chemistry, that's like a 2B type of line.
I mean, Wenberg can kill penalties. He's done the power play. He does everything Pajot does. I think Pajot would be better on the faceoffs, and I think there's a little more edge to Pajot. Ooh, that's a dangerous speed line, boys. Gary, give me your thoughts on Wenberg.
No, I like it. I like that a lot. That's, again, numbers are incredibly similar. Incredibly similar. I mean, think about it. Pajot is feisty. He's only got 8 penalty minutes in 58 games. So, that's surprising. But yeah, I think if you can make this team a little, I mean, again, speed wise, it's not much different, but yeah, I do like that. Again, I think, you're always looking for that change of scenery kind of a situation. And I think this would work pretty well.
And again, that's, we can throw in a Shakov for and Pajot for Wenberg. Give him a little sweetener. Or as we just saw from Randy and all those Tanev trades, maybe we throw him a third-round pick in this year's draft. He's a UFA, but they're getting another player, yes, with term, but he can do the same thing as Wenberg. You know what I mean? Same numbers, but he's under contract. And Joe, that still gives you enough room to grab another winger.
Sure.
I mean, the popular one here let's go back to this. The San Jose Sharks. It's got to be Anthony Duclair in that.
You would think, because I know
We
Couture's
would
already.
think. Again, this is all conspiracy theory.
Yeah, right.
I
Because
mean,
Couture's
let's
come
throw
out.
Wallstrom.
Couture's come out.
Wallstrom and another.
Yeah, Couture's come
Gary.
out and said he doesn't want to go anywhere. So,
Right. Who would
Oh,
want to
so
leave
Duclair
San
said
Jose?
that?
It's beautiful there.
yeah.
Fair enough. See, this is why we get things wrong like that. Oh, Quentin. Imagine Hurdle. I think Hurdle's too expensive for us at the moment. But I like where you're going with that.
Oh, I like that too.
Oh, God, I would love that. But again, Anaheim, let's bring this back. Adam Henrique. I take Wenberg over Adam Henrique first. Like, there's just too much speed there for Wenberg.
Would you take a peek at Vetrano?
Oh, forgot
definitely.
about Vetrano.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Oh, see, this is why I have you on the show, Gary. Even though it's your show.
I'll just leave. You're like,
Good Lord.
Oh, all right. Let's have fun with that, though. Vetrano and Wenberg become Islanders. Oh, my God. Wow.
Doesn't take much to get Paul excited.
Joe, the speed. And you know what? Vetrano would have that little edge that we would lose from Pajot.
let's just say this is all hypothetical. Because I'm getting texts on my phone. Where did you hear this? Listen, it's all hypothetical. I got that text message.
Conspiracy theory.
I got it from a very good source, and they've been, nearly 100% with everything. But let's just.
This is just three guys. This is just three guys sitting at the bar.
Yes,
that's all we're doing.
Again,
especially me. I don't have access to any of this.
No, he does not. No, Gary's not responsible for this. But listen, this is what we do, folks. Hold on. No.
It throws us under them.
No, Joe and I are going to get in trouble. There's no doubt about it. We're going to leave Gary out of this. Gary's not in trouble. Gary has no deal with this. Listen, we don't bring up Wenberg. Okay, if I don't see the Seattle Kraken one here, okay, that's the start of it. That's the start of it. And if he suddenly brings up Wenberg, there's that match that he and I do. If we can find any kind of information at separate times from different people, that's when we come together for you guys. What are you laughing for, Brian? Come on. Stop it. You know what we do. Brian knows what we do here. But again, now again, Anaheim and Vetrano, who the hell knows? That's all conspiracy. This is all conspiracy. But think about Vetrano and Wenberg. I'll put Vetrano right on that first line.
Easy, Dad Killer.
I'll put Vetrano. Vetrano's a right winger, right?
I think so.
I can't bring up any stats, so I'm having an issue here.
Damn it, you guys! Come on, you're gonna make me work.
It's your show.
Yeah, exactly. It was my thing, but it's your show.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
I'm the host.
Oh, he's left wing. He's a left winger and a right winger. Okay, so he can do both. Yeah, no, you put Vetrano on the right wing. You put Barzal on that left wing side. Oh, and then you got Horvat. Ooh, I like that. And again, there's a lot of speed with that, with that Swede line. That's fun. Guys, what do you get? Everyone in the chat here that's still around, that's still actually listening to us here. What do you guys think? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah. One already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like that. That's a lot of fun. You know what, Jim? I'm not against this, Barbanoff. But again, St. Louis was giving us trouble, trying to get Tarasenko. I don't even know what they tried to do with it, what they would want at this point. Vetrano and Wenberg. Does that put us in a playoff spot? Or at least close to it?
Yeah, I think so.
Not that I want to go the route, but I did hear rumbling of reacquisition of Eberle when Seattle scouts were seen. Um, Again, yeah, Ryan, the Islanders let him go in 2017. Does he really want to come back? We don't know that. We don't know. But again, I think uh, Edmonton might be the guy. The place to go. Edmonton. Eberle's getting older, and if you have a shot to play with McDavid, with the amount of playoffs that experience that Eberle now has, uh, I think Edmonton might be the way to go. If I
Yeah.
were Eberle, all about the cap space. Absolutely, Vin.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is. And again, look, let's have some fun here. If JG Pajot is traded, and for all the fans out here, let's say we put Scott Mayfield on LTIR for the rest of the season. There's your cap space.
There you go.
I mean, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're going to make the fans happy for the rest of the season. Lou's got his cap space. I mean, come on, there you go. Scott will kill us later, but no. In all seriousness, Lou, you can make the cap space. You still have Robert Bortuzzo. He could still be out. Again, cap space is going to be the key, but it is possible to do it. Did we lose Gary?
No, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just
I thought he froze up. He wasn't moving.
I thought he froze up. Like you were so still.
Sorry, work. I'm looking at my phone. Sorry.
Okay. Damn, that was good.
Shut up, you two.
So, yeah. Wow. Welcome to conspiracy theory talk here, boys and girls. And listen, while we're giving everyone a little bit of a break here, these necklaces, these bracelets from Christine St. Louis are phenomenal. I've got mine. Joe will show his in a moment. There's, another Giants one here for everyone here. Hit Christine St. Louis on Facebook. It's on her website as well. I'm going to get that right now. On a banner. When you click on Isles Talk on our website, you get 10% off. Listen, folks, I got to tell you, I normally don't wear jewelry. I don't. Okay. These are phenomenal. So, ChristineSt.Louis.com. Enter promo code Isles Talk.
I don't have mine on right now, but we both have them. And
Shame on you. Shame
no,
on you.
Right.
These bracelets are great. And ladies, Christine does bracelets for you too. Absolutely. These are phenomenal. So again, please help her out. You'll help us out. ChristineSt.Louis.com. Check her out. Use Isles Talk as the promo code for 10% off. And we thank you for that. XL Isles and GoSense have officially made contact as of this morning. They were doing it last week. Lou Lamoriello has expressed interest in Shane Pinto and Jacob Chitrin. Still early stages. Okay, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I read that
That's
on the Athletic.
Splash.
I read that on I think it was on the Athletic this morning. Something like that. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll take Pinto. I'll take Chitrin.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take them.
Long Island connection.
I've got no problem with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why not? Again, this is the place where you can come in with any, conspiracy theory you want. And we'll go along with it. Be reasonable, of course, but that would be some haul, gentlemen. Pinto and Chitrin, and I know we all know Ottawa wants to get a little more experience in there. So it'll be interesting to see who
would head back.
Who they would get. I know. Listen, Ryan. This is just Joe and I being sick and twisted. We would love to be the first ones to know that Tarasenko is going to be an Islander, just so the fact that we can tick off at least half this fan base before the Islanders officially do. That's all we want. If Tarasenko comes here, Joe and I want to be the first ones, this one and only time, to tick off at least half this fan base before the Islanders actually do. That's all we want. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking for. See, even he enjoys this. That's all we want Tarasenko
If
for.
you think,
I mean, well, listen.
if you think Paul's getting crazy now, when that happens, forget it. You wouldn't want to be within 100 miles of him. Unfortunately, Joe is. I'm not, but Joe is.
Yeah. No. Well, listen.
Well, Gary,
if
wait. To interrupt you, Paul, Gary. Hopefully, if we're thrown that bone, okay, let's just hope Paul could get online in time, like with the Palmieri thing.
Mm-hmm.
Took him a
That
half
was
hour
not
to
me.
start his
That was
computer.
not me. That was not me. That was our dear friend John at the moment who was having a little trouble. That was not me.
Oh, all right.
Yes, we are twisted. We are twisted. We are.
Now, let
we
me
are
ask you a question.
evil sometimes.
I just read something very interesting. Okay,
Uh,
Calgary's retaining 50% of Tanev's contract. Okay, his
Right.
salary. Devils are retaining 25% of that too. All right.
Sure.
What are the Devils up to? What are they up to? Is that a team looking to make a splash?
They have to.
Well, they've got $8 million in long-term cap relief.
No, I understand that, but where are they going with this?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's they're going to move somebody.
Yeah, they are.
The Devils are going to move one of their big play. Well, maybe not a big player, but they're going to move somebody.
Yeah. Make sure Tarasenko is signed to an extension. Get the full extent of the fan base. Absolutely. Oh my God, yes. No doubt.
Oh my God.
Gary's gonna be doing this show on his own.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh
no, Randy.
I don't need more heart trouble, Paul. I've had my share last year. I don't need more.
I know. Oh, that would be so funny. See, I don't know if it's going to be one big ditch effort to stay in the playoff hunt.
About 5 minutes, I'm making a hard stop.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Devils are in talks with Habs. Yeah, but Jake Allen should not cost you that much.
No,
no,
it's not. No.
You know, honestly, if the
dependable, yes. Dependable, yes, but yeah, that's not going to be a big ask.
If the Devils are making a move like Joe just said right now, I think they got to be doing something with Markstrom.
And they were supposedly very close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a deal that they should have made 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, they got to do it now.
Hey, Randy, Joe, Randy just said you're right. Wow. He's
Randy knows.
Did he really? Oh, he did. Oh, that's on. This is on all over social media. All right.
Paul hates when I'm right.
We're gonna take a screenshot of this baby. All right. Well, listen, boys and girls. Oh, that's true. That is true, Jim. Devils want Soros too, but Trotz is playing hardball and pulling him off the market. But I again, with Joe just making that comment, I think it could be Markstrom. There we go. This is the Randy I know. Paul's always wrong. Yeah, Calgary doesn't want to retain salary, but again, if they're getting desperate, who knows? Any other questions, comments, concerns from the chat room? Conspiracy theories, rumors, have at it. Give me your trade ideas. Give us your trade ideas.
That Markstrom deal could be like a deadline day deal.
Ooh, that's 4
bad
or 5
for the
games
Devils.
away.
The Devils have to make a move.
4 or 5 games away.
Yeah, Devils have to make a move before that. Yeah.
Well, all right, gentlemen, let's have some fun here right now. When should the Islanders make that trade? Right before the West Coast trip? Or should they do it after this game tomorrow night against Detroit? Sooner rather than later?
I would say sooner. Lou's
Oh,
not
yeah.
afraid. Lou's not afraid to pull an early trigger.
Okay.
When something is in his mind, he'll do it. So Markstrom's not going anywhere. Huh.
If the price is right, he's going.
Yeah. That's
true.
definitely.
It's like they said a long time ago. If Gretzky could be traded, anybody could be traded.
Anybody can be
That's
traded.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep. Now, agreed. Tonight. No, not tonight. They're all in Detroit. No, let them play it out in Detroit. Maybe get that game done and over with.
Yeah.
You are wrong. Randy's always wrong. So we're gonna go along with that. All right. Listen, any other questions, comments, concerns? If not, we're gonna cut this one out. Listen, folks, it's another week and a half until the trade deadline. Not sure what we're gonna cover next week, but I guess we'll have a little more fun with it. But yeah, Patrick Waugh's numbers as a coach right now, they're pretty much the same as the rest of the teams. Keep an eye on their penalty kill because over the last 4 games, they're at 92%. So, oh, that's a good point, Quentin. So the Islanders' penalty killing's at 92% right now over the last 4 games. They need to keep that going, and then some. But then they still went 2-2, so it's still on the players. We know this
Because
at this
the
point.
stupid mistakes are still happening.
Yep. That's
The
definitely on the
unfortunate part.
players. Yeah. So, all right. Great show. That's how we do it here.
Yep.
Gary, where can they find you on social media?
Well, I haven't been on much lately, but at IslesMet63, I'm going to try to be a little more focused as the trade deadline hits because my big project on the work front just ended.
Okay.
So I may have some time, so
Good.
I'll try to get involved a little more.
Beautiful. Joe, where can they find you?
At Joe Panettiere on X.
Nice.
And Quentin, I agree with you. If Detroit
What did he
smacks them,
say?
the phone will start ringing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's done.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah. Now it's the player's turn. Absolutely, Quinn. Yep, definitely. All right, folks, listen. Please. The numbers have been going up this year, which has been fantastic. And we thank you very, very deeply for that. Please follow us and like us on X at Isles Talk. Follow and like us on Facebook. And please hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Thank you so much for coming on. Joe and Gary will do this sometime next week, probably on Wednesday. Folks, as of right now, I don't think we're going to do a trade deadline, like actual deadline day. I have a feeling the Islanders are going to do something before our next show. It's just a Lou gut feeling type thing here, another conspiracy theory. So, we may have something to talk about next Wednesday. So, again, thank you for coming on. We'll see you next week. Let's go Islanders, and everyone enjoy the upcoming games.